Nathan's on his way. No, I've got my digital. We still got 2 minutes, Penny. Okay, everybody put your masks on. No? Staff are giggling at that comment. Council's bored with me. Yes, I know we're live. We have a couple more minutes and a couple more attendees. No, sorry. Nathan just texted asking if we can see him. Can you see him? No, he shouldn't be. I'm wondering if he went into the special council meeting. That's what. Oh, he says he can see me. What are you doing, Carol? Okay. Yes, I am.
The loyalist is backwards. I was trying to straighten it out.
It looks backwards to you. It does not look backwards to us.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah, I thought with that myself. Nathan is trying to come in. Anna T. I'm assuming so. Hi, Nathan.
Hello, everybody. Perfect.
Okay. I have not heard back from Councillor Gordon, and it is now 6:01. So if the clerk is ready. Oh, that's right. And if our staff is ready. Jane, we ready to go? Oh. And Peter, are we ready to go? Okay. With that then, I will call the meeting to order at, we'll call it 6:01. This is an electronic meeting. Welcome everyone to the Committee of Adjustment for today, Tuesday, August the 4th at 6 p.m. In attendance are Carol Parks, Jim Hagedorn, Mike Buderick, Penny Porter, Nathan Townend, and for staff, we have Mr. Peter Voss, Mr. Bowden Winnicky, Jane Austin, and Debbie Chapman. Sorry? Oh, and Andrea, right in the middle. You're hiding. I thought I said Andrea. Okay, we're all used to these Zoom meetings now. So we'll get things started with the adoption of the agenda. Do I have a mover to adopt the agenda? Or and Jim and Mike? And are there any edits or amendments to the agenda from staff? Any from the committee? Seeing none, then I'll call the question. All those in favor? Any opposed? Motion is carried. Thank you. Next up, we have the approval of the Committee of Adjustment minutes from June the 1st. Are there any known errors or omissions? Seeing none, I'll look for a motion to approve those minutes. Nathan, seconded by, I think that was Jim's hand. Any comment? Call the question. All those in favor? Any opposed? Motion is carried. So we come to our first public meeting with regards to 179 First Street. And Mr. Voss, you have a report for us?
Hi, good evening, everyone. My name is Peter Vass. I'm the GIS technician and planning technician for Loyalist Township. I represent the assistant secretary treasurer for the Committee of Adjustment. Tonight, I'll be speaking to the report for Glenn and Margaret O'Neill. They have a minor variance request being put forward at 179 First Street in Bath. The applicants are basically asking to expand what they had as an existing garage, and also to expand a front deck that was on the front of the house on the property. The property itself is considered a corner lot. It's at the northwest corner of First Street and Queen Street in Bath. Queen Street is an unopened road allowance along the southern boundary of the property. Right now, there's a trail that is there currently. However, staff have identified that particular location as important for future development works because there's future development lands behind the property itself. So there might be pipe work going in there or roadways in the future that would be of importance. So in terms of this application, we have to look at that particular road allowance as an actual traveled road in terms of considerations for the application. On the property itself, there's there was an existing garage and a house. The front house had a deck on it. Recently it was removed because there was some water damage down in the basement area. So they removed it and are now asking to expand the front deck. And the garage is being asked to be expanded as well beyond the existing footprint. There's also a small shed in the backyard, which isn't really near any of the development being proposed. The property itself is designated low density residential on the township's official plan and also zoned residential type 1 in the zoning bylaw. In looking at a minor variance, we have to look at the Planning Act and look at the various tests to meet, so it meets the minor variance test. In those, we look at the general intent, whether or not the general intent of the official plan and also the zoning bylaw are met, as well as if it's a desirable use of land and whether it's the proposal is considered minor in nature. And looking at the official, whether the proposal meets the official plan, we have to also consider the provincial policy statement, the County of Lennox and Addington official plan, as well as the township official plan. We looked at the provincial policy statement. A dwelling is an accepted use as well as the accessory uses such as the garage and deck, and they are considered to be appropriate development for settlement areas in the PPS. The garage expansion is considered minor and is not seen to impact the future ability for the township to use the untraveled portion of the Queen Street. Furthermore, the front deck expansion itself is considered to be within reasonable tolerances and does not appear to contribute to public risk. In looking at, therefore, we feel it meets the provincial policy statement. The County of Lennox and Addington official plan was also reviewed. Again, the dwelling was a recognized use in low density residential designation does not appear to conflict with any of the associated county policies. And so we feel it meets the county plan as well. The township plan was also looked at. It is considered low density residential. It has that designation. And we had to look at the residential policies. Once again, the detached dwelling is a recognized use in the low density residential designation of the official plan. Accessory uses are permitted. And we feel that the staff feel that the proposal does not conflict with the official plan and therefore meets the official plan. That would meet our first test. In terms of zoning considerations, the property is zoned residential type 1. This is where we had to look at the various setbacks for how the buildings were in relation to the property lines. We looked at for the garage, the important parts were the exterior side yard as well as the street centerline setback to Queen Street, the unopened portion. And for the front deck, we also had to look at First Street in terms of the street centerline setback, the front setback, as well as Queen Street for the street centerline setback and the exterior side yard setback. So that one touched on a variety of them. As I said earlier, the garage itself was already closer to the southern property line. And the feeling of staff is as long as we don't encroach closer to that line, encroach further into the exterior side yard setback, that it would be acceptable. So township staff have no concerns with rebuilding the garage on the expanded footprint, so long as it does not encroach closer to the street and exterior side yard setback, and that the original garage, than the original garage where it was placed. And so in terms of the front deck, we also feel that it's appropriate in nature for the area. It's not really that visible from the street, the expansion that they're looking for. So it does not as long as it doesn't further encroach than what's being proposed, we are in favor of the application. So therefore, we feel the general intent and purpose of the zoning bylaw is satisfied. That's the second test. We also have to look at whether or not the proposal is appropriate for and also desirable for the use of land. The variance is not considered to impact the use of the property for its intended residential purposes, and it's not considered excessive in nature, and is also considered to be an appropriate use of land because the uses are recognized and do not appear to impact the general character of the surrounding area. Most of these expansions aren't even, the front deck would be visible from the road. However, the amount that is expanding would not be significant. And in terms of the garage itself from the streetscape, because it's being expanded backwards and it's already set back from the house and behind the house, it would not significantly change the viewscape. And therefore, we feel the general intent and purpose for in terms of meeting the impact for the area, it's considered to be a good use of the land. The last test we have looked at and see if the proposal is considered minor in nature. Because the requested relief for the zoning bylaw does not affect it, is not anticipated to affect any of the neighbors, present or future. It's the opinion of staff that the requested decrease in the street line, center line set and yard setbacks would not generally be recognized for the road, and that the residential development is in keeping with the neighborhood properties, and then therefore meets the definition of minor. To date, no objections have been received from public in regards to the proposal. I understand the applicant is attending tonight in viewing in case there are any questions after the proposal. So I'll just move on to the recommendation from staff. So staff are recommending that the application for Glenn and Margaret O'Neill's minor variance be accepted and also approved, subject to the following conditions. One, that the approved variances apply only to the location of the proposed deck, including the stairs, and also the garage as identified on the drawings attached to the notice of decision. So basically as shown on the sketch. that the proposed garage expansion does not encroach any closer to the south property line and center line to street center line to Queen Street than the original structure, and that the existing drainage swales and ditches are unaffected by construction, and the garage structure must grade away at a 2% minimum on all sides. No water may be directed toward Queen Street road allowance by the construction of the new building. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Vess. I do understand that the applicants are in the audience and believe that we can arrange for them to come forward if they wish to say anything.
Can you hear us?
And we can hear you.
No, we don't have any comments at this time.
Okay. Is there anyone else in the audience that wishes to speak to this application? I don't think there is anyone else in the audience at the moment, so I'll turn to council, or turn to the committee. Do we have any questions with regard to this application? Seeing none, then I look for a motion. Then Mr. Buderick, seconded by Ms. Porter. And any final questions or comments? Then I'll call the question. All those in favor of adopting the recommendation? And any opposed? Motion is carried. And that will be approved. And that was our only public meeting for tonight's meeting. Our next date scheduled is for September the 8th. And do we know if we have, to the staff, do we know if we have any applications for that date at this time? We don't know yet.
Just
We'll assume that there will
don't.
be.
There may be some coming. We don't know yet.
Okay,
It's just on the
fair
bridge.
enough. Okay. With that, I'll look for a motion to adjourn. And Ms. Parks and Mr. Townend. And call the question. All those in favor? Any opposed? We are adjourned, folks. Thank you very much. It is now about 6:14. We will meet in our special council meeting at 6:30.
Mr. Chair, just a quick question,
Yes?
if I may. The same link for the next meeting as for the committee of adjustment, I only got one email, which was just for the committee. I did not get another email link for the
Okay.
special.
The clerk heard that comment and will send you a new link right away. It is a different link.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Anyone else think they have that challenge? No? Okay, then we'll see you at 6:30 or shortly
Thank you.
before.